Mr. Chairman, today is the last chance that Parliament has to do the right thing on the Phala Phala matter. The ANC has already used the tyranny of its majority to squash the Section 89 panel report, and this was done for no other reason than the fact that the report contained truths that were inconvenient for the ANC and truths that were inconvenient for President Ramaphosa. And it is worth recounting today what those findings were of a retired Chief Justice, a retired High Court judge, and a respected advocate. They found that the President had a prima facie case to answer and that he may have committed a serious violation of Section 96 of the Constitution, a serious violation of the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act, serious misconduct in that the President acted in a way that is inconsistent with his office, and serious misconduct in exposing himself to a situation involving a conflict of interest between his official responsibilities and his private business interests. Now, these are extremely serious allegations against any head of state, but particularly against one who rode into town with a promise to end the corruption and abuse of what he had termed the 9 wasted years that preceded him. And the rehearsed refrain that was parroted by ANC speakers on the day as they swept the inconvenient truths under the carpet was that the President was going to set aside the report in the Constitutional Court. Well, we now know that this has fizzled and failed, as the Constitutional Court unanimously dismissed his application for direct access. But the reality is we've seen this all before. When Judge Raymond Zondo wrote his final report into state capture, he reserved the harshest criticism for the sellouts in Parliament who trampled their oath of office in service of a corrupt President and his cabinet. Never again, we were told, would Parliament be disempowered as it was in those terrible days. And yet here we are again, and we ask ourselves, what has really changed? Then it was Nkandla, now it's Phala Phala. Then it was fire pools and cattle kraals, and now it's couches stuffed with dollars. Then it was President Jacob Zuma, and today it's President Cyril Ramaphosa. But it is the exact same modus operandi. As long as you can abuse your numbers in Parliament, you can make any scandal or corruption disappear. And today the ANC Speaker in this debate is going to try and keep this callous charade alive. They're going to say that the Public Protector has cleared the President when they know that a final report is still awaited. They're going to say we must wait then for that final report when they know that the Nkandla judgment set out very clearly that Parliament must do its job even while others do theirs. They're going to say there's no need for an ad hoc committee when they know full well that the independent panel and the Public Protector do not have access to the full power of subpoena of persons and documents that an ad hoc committee of this House would have. But we know the truth, and the truth is that only an ad hoc committee with the powers granted in terms of our rules can get to the bottom of how these dirty dollars enter the country, how those dirty dollars end up being stuffed into a couch in the President's private home, why the theft of those dirty dollars was never properly reported, and why the publicly funded Presidential Protection Unit meant to guard Cyril Ramaphosa, the President, was used to recover the dirty dollars of Cyril Ramaphosa, the businessman. But let me tell you, I urge fellow members of this House today to think very carefully how they vote. Because just as it happened in the Nkandla scandal, the PRASA scandal, and the state capture scandal, the truth will out on Phala Phala. No matter how hard the ANC tries to hold back the tide, there will become a day of reckoning for each and every member of this House to account for how you called out your vote today. So I urge you to support the motion. But at the end of the day, The one thing that every South African must remember is this: an innocent man should never be afraid of the truth, and an innocent president should never be afraid of Parliament. Thank you.